from his home in the Pankisi Gorge region of Georgia on the Chechen border. I have many thousands following me now, and I'll get more. We'll have our revenge against Russia. And we also have this this film on YouTube that I've referred to, the ISIS characters sitting in these Russian planes saying, Putin, these are the Russian planes you sent to help Bashar. We will take them back to your own turf and liberate Chechnya and the Caucasus. The Islamic State is here to stay. Your throne is being threatened by us. Okay. So there it is. Now look, if you're a Russian, here's what you see. You see that you're just about encircled in some ways. You got economic sanctions that are grinding down your economy. You have got speculative attacks on the ruble being organized, and I'm sure they're using credit default swaps. The euro is now the ruble, not the euro, but the ruble. The ruble is now floating. And however, it's what used to call the dirty float. So the Bank of Russia is intervening to try to do bear raids to punish people that are speculating against the ruble. So you got sanctions. You got the ruble under attack. You've got a slowing economy. You've got a military problem in the sense that NATO is now sending these teams all the way in to the Baltics, to Bulgaria, Romania, these places. The South Stream pipeline is now apparently dead for the moment, and this was pressure on Bulgaria. We have a guy called Borisov, the Prime Minister of Bulgaria, and the Prime Minister of Bulgaria says that the EU told him, in effect, the EU told him to sabotage the South Stream pipeline. Remember, this was going to go from Russia to Turkey, then across to Bulgaria, or actually was going to go across the Black Sea, and then from Bulgaria it was going to get all the way over to Italy, and it would have been the pendant to the north, the Nord Stream down in the Baltic. So you would have had that, but no, not anymore. So when you saw Putin go to Turkey this week, this was simply a fallback option. In other words, the South Stream had been blocked, and therefore the alternative was to build something to Turkey and develop the market that way. Now, of course, that could be reintegrated into something later on. But for the moment, South Stream is bad, just concerning Bulgaria. I remember living in Italy in the 70s and 80s. The Italians would always make fun of the Bulgarians. They'd say, you Bulgarians are the most obedient, you're the most servile of the Warsaw Pact. But sometimes then when the Italians felt that they were being too servile, they would say, siamo I bulgari della NATO, are we the Bulgarians of NATO? In this case, the Bulgarians of NATO are now the Bulgarians. The Bulgarians have gotten it. So, and of course, the Bulgarians are the Bulgarians of the EU also. So, sad story, right? Time to get rid of whatever government did that. I would not be fooled concerning Erdogan. He remains the bad guy, bad actor. When Erdogan says the West should butt out of the Middle East because their advice is wrong and can't help us, what he means is, don't you dare tell me I can't help ISIS. I'll help ISIS all I want because I know the Middle East and you don't. But this is all bad. The other one is Fradkov, right? The head of the, essentially of the KGB, right, of the FSB. Fradkov says that the fall of the oil price and the ruble is the subject of essentially a conspiracy and restraint of trade. Foreign investment funds, hedge funds, are taking part in ruble speculation, a la baisse, right, down, short, bear. Any speculation has specific schemes, and schemes have a number of participants. In Putin's speech, Putin says hey, speculators, we know who you are, and I've told the central bank to punish you, right? And you can use central bank resources to really burn these speculators. So I hope that happens, and let them be maimed in that regard, and then stop doing it. So that's Fradkov, SVR. And that's deliberately introducing sanctions and attacking the ruble through manipulation of world oil prices. So ruble and oil go together, according to Mikhail Fradkov. Okay. The U.S. House of Representatives, in its absolute insanity, celebrated the day when they were passed by China by whining resolution against Russia, a cahier de doléances, about, oh, it's so terrible what you've done in Ukraine. Well, one interesting thing, the German foreign minister has attracted some attention. This is Steinmeier, Frank-Walter Steinmeier of the German foreign ministry, the foreign minister, has given a speech where he says he essentially warns against this rhetorical escalation. He says, in our use of language in public, we should not eliminate our chances of contributing to the easing of tensions and to the mitigation of conflict. Now, this is an attack on Merkel. And a lot of people have said, oh, Merkel, she's so wonderful. She knows how to speak Russian. She keeps talking to Putin. I'm sorry. Mrs. Merkel is notable for her stupidity, her abject stupidity. Nothing good. And we'll have to get back to this as soon as we can. We'll be back. Steinmeier.
Did you know by age 50, half of all men have an enlarged prostate? This means more urges to urinate, longer bathroom trips, waking at night to urinate, or issues with sex. If this sounds familiar, call us now, because we're shipping free bottles of Super Beta Prostate to listeners of this station. Super Beta Prostate is a non-prescription formula guaranteed to reduce the symptoms of your enlarged prostate. It's yours free. Pay only shipping and handling. Just call 1-800-630-3973. In clinical trials, the ingredient in Super Beta Prostate was shown to reduce urges to urinate, improve bladder emptying, reduce waking at night to urinate, and improve quality of life. This Super Beta Prostate free offer is for listeners of this station, but it won't last. Don't wait. Just call 1-800-630-3973. That's 1-800-630-7973. Call 1-800-630-3973.
What looks good under your Christmas tree and tastes even better? Big Berkey water filters. Yes, the gift of clean water. A gift that provides a great foundation for achieving good health in the lives of your loved ones. A Big Berkey water filter gives them protection from bacteria, heavy metals, chlorine, fluoride, pesticides and herbicides, VOCs, and more. And best of all, a Big Berkey water filter is a gift that lasts for many years with no additional investment. And that saves time and money in filter replacements that other water filters require, and are even powerful enough to purify treated, untreated, or even stagnant pond water. As always, all orders over $50 are shipped free, and GCN listeners get 5% off all ceramic filter systems. Order online at BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com, spelled Big, B-E-R-K-E-Y, waterfilters.com, or call 877-99-BERKEY. That's 877-99-BERKEY. Gift well this Christmas. Give a Big Berkey water filter.
This alert just came in. This special announcement is for business owners and leaders of organizations who've been waiting for the right time to build. General Steel has made it impossible to wait any longer with rock-bottom prices that could save you thousands. That's right, General Steel, America's leader in pre-engineered structures, is offering buildings at prices you will never see again. Don't miss these prices. A 50 by 100 for $35,000. You heard right. That's 5,000 square feet for $35,000. Manufacturers, if you need a larger building, try a 100 by 100 commercial building for $129,000. You can't afford to rent with these prices. Imagine a 70 by 100-foot church building for under $69,000. With the economy improving and interest rates still at historic lows, you can't afford to wait. So call 866-91-STEEL. Lock in your price now. Call 866-91-STEEL. That's 866-917-8335.
The human body is extraordinary. Despite all the stresses we inflict upon it, it still works hard to stay in balance. Thousands upon thousands of people rely upon Heart and Body Extract to help their body stay balanced. This excellent 100% natural herbal formula helps maintain healthy blood pressure levels, cleans arteries, promotes good circulation, balances cholesterol, and more. HB Extract, paired with healthy lifestyle choices like good nutrition and exercise, can give you a life free of pain, sickness, and fear. Recapture your youthful vitality and experience your body healing itself with the aid of HB Extract. It's extremely effective and it starts working in just days. Visit hbextract.com to learn more and to read scores of testimonials from satisfied customers. And we've never increased our price in over 10 years. That makes Heart and Body Extract as great a value now as it was the first day we sold it. A healthy heart is a happy heart. Call 866-295-5305 or go to hbextract.com.
UnseenNow.com, proud sponsor of GCN. Unseen Now's unparalleled encryption tools keep your communications secure. GCN.
It turns out we have some time right now, thank goodness. Steinmeier. And I would recommend, I heard about this on the John Batchelor program. John Batchelor, a real neocon, but for some reason, this neocon on Russia, it's different because he gets Stephen Cohen on there, and Stephen Cohen tells you things. Now, Stephen Cohen has some egg on his face because he was telling you how reasonable Merkel was and how the bad U.S. was always leaning on Merkel. Fine. But unfortunately, Merkel is also bankrupt. Her hallmark is stupidity. Die dumme Kuh. Okay? Dumb cow Merkel. That's the nicest thing we can say about her. She went to Brisbane for the G20, and she gave a speech at the Lowy Institute for International Policy in Sydney, where she says, essentially, I'm losing patience with you, Putin. Quote, outdated thinking in terms of spheres of influence, which tramples international law underfoot, must not be allowed to prevail. Russia is violating the territorial integrity and the sovereignty of Ukraine. And then she goes on, we're not just talking about Ukraine, we're talking about Moldavia, about Georgia, and if things go on, we'll be talking about Serbia and the Western Balkans. So the idea, and here we're quoting from Der Spiegel, German news magazine, that Steinmeier is putting a shot across the bows of Merkel, saying, look, your subservience, your servility to the State Department, to Kerry and so forth, this has gone too far now. And there are real vital German economic interests that are in play. Now, naturally, Steinmeier says, oh, no, we didn't do that. But Matthias Platzek, yeah, Platzek, Platzek, comes from the UZOs, okay, youth organization of the SPD, and the German-Russian Forum. He says, the Russian annexation of the Crimean Peninsula can be settled, quote, retroactively according to international law, and the West should make concessions to Putin. Do you share this viewpoint? And he essentially wriggles out of it. In other words, you can legalize it ex post facto. Why not? You can say, this was unjust to rip it out of Russia 24 years ago. So maybe something moving in Europe, but of course, remember that we got Mad Dog Cameron looking for an election, and he's going to want to like we say, twist the tail of the Russian bear. The London Economist, of course, they can't get over this Russian bear motif. So all of that happening, and to me, this looks, well, let's go back to our list. If you're in Moscow, you're besieged, right? You're being hit with sanctions, cutting off trade. You're being hit with a tax on the oil price and the